Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all are finding the Montessori parenting series helpful. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so and click the bell icon to get notified whenever I post a new video. So now it's time for us to talk about the second of the three most important pillars of the Montessori environment, the adult. The first is the child and the third is the environment. All of you might already be knowing how big an impact an adult can have in a child's life. We are the role models, the guides, the caretakers, and everything else to a child. So it is important that we prepare ourselves and build our own knowledge before educating the child and getting him ready for the bigger world. So in today's video, we'll look at the role of adults in a Montessori environment and how we should be preparing ourselves in order to provide the best to our little ones. Before we start parenting, we need to analyze and bring changes to our own selves in order to bring out the best in our children. Most adults have the wrong attitude towards children. We consider ourselves far too superior and give ourselves so much authority that the child doesn't stand a chance against us. Montessori wanted us to understand that the child is nearer to perfection than we ourselves and should be treated as such. We as adults have to respect the child's independence and individuality. We must be ready to be more like servants than masters, ready to provide the child with what he needs without imposing ourselves too much. We must have the faith that the child will change for the better regardless of what behavior he exhibits at the moment. One of the most important tasks of an adult in the Montessori system is the preparation of the environment. This not just means making sure that the environment is in order, but also constantly modifying it to meet the child's needs. The adult is also responsible to set the limits and ground rules in the environment in a positive manner. For information on how to prepare the home environment and set limits in order to bring about self-discipline, do check out the video links in the description box. I'm not elaborating on these points here as that would make this video very long. Now, once the environment is prepared, the adult has to act as a dynamic link between the child and the environment. The child is too small to have any knowledge of the surroundings or how to use things even for self-help. It is us who, with our gentle approach, need to bring the child in touch with the surroundings by introducing the different materials and their uses to the child. Involve the child in daily chores rather than waiting for the child to nap to carry out your work. Demonstrate the use of objects and practical life materials. Put the child in touch with the environment and then move back. Follow the child. They'll show you what they need to do, what they need to develop in themselves, and what area they need to be challenged in. This is a quote by Maria Montessori herself. One of the most important principles of the Montessori method is following the child. The child is driven by an intense motivation for his or her self-construction, and our duty as adults is to observe them and prepare the environment to meet their needs and not to lead the child and tell him what to do and what not to, like many perceive it to be. Instead of imposing upon the child what he should learn, take into account where each child is at during a specific point in time. Give the child freedom to repeat an activity until he is done mastering it. We can then make it more challenging and build the child's interest by extending the activity to include more skills, thereby building upon their interest in a particular area. Observe constantly and identify their needs. Look out for sensitive periods and schemas and give them opportunities to explore. Sensitive periods are certain periods in every plane of development during which the child has a special sensibility for acquiring certain traits or skills. Once the trait or skill is acquired, the sensibility disappears. During these periods, the child might have an intense need to master a specific skill. I've done a detailed video on this topic. Please check it out in the description box. Schemas, on the other hand, are repetitive actions performed by the child in order to understand a certain concept. For example, a child might throw random things around the house to learn what happens when something falls from a height and explore the consequences of throwing it at different angles and heights. This child is going through a trajectory schema. He or she cannot control this natural urge to do such things, which are normally labeled naughty or misbehavior by us adults. Identifying these sensitive periods and schemas can help us support their learning process by setting up a safe environment for them to practice these skills instead of getting frustrated over their behavior. Almost all of your child's behavior can be explained through observation. For example, if you notice that your child isn't cleaning up his toys, it might be that there are too many out at a time, making it difficult for him. If a child is cranky for no apparent reason, it might be that he is going through an important physical change like teething. If you see that your child is trying to arrange things in a certain order, he might be going through a positioning schema, and so on. Let the child be the active member and lead playtime with you. Let them learn those leadership skills that enable them to take initiatives. Remember, we are not teaching children to be like everybody else, instead helping them in discovering their uniqueness and recognizing their own selves. Another important trait of a Montessori adult is to become passive when the child is at a moment of discovery. Respect and do not interrupt the worker. Offer help only when necessary, that is, when the child asks for it. Also, do not oblige a child to work who is resting and not disturbing anyone. This doesn't mean you have to isolate the child. Be there, but in a way that they forget all about you when they are busy at work, and in a moment of need, they know you'll rush to them. Hasten when called and respond to their needs. When you let your child carry out activities that meet with their sensitive period or schemas without any external interference, you're providing an opportunity for them to develop something very important, and that is concentration. Do not interrupt a child who is trying to concentrate, even to correct mistakes. Which brings me to the next point, which is do not directly correct mistakes. Keep modeling the right behavior and right way of doing things without correcting the child. For instance, if a child mispronounces a word, do not correct them immediately and kill their confidence. Instead, you can use the same word correctly when you talk to them. Wait for the child to figure out their own mistakes and correct them on their own. The child possesses an absorbent mind in his early years, which means he absorbs everything around him without any filtering, be it good or bad. If you scream, he screams. If you threaten, he threatens. If you are messy, he is messy as well. So it's our duty as parents or caretakers to model the best behavior possible. Give respect and take respect. Appear as neat as possible and be gentle to your child no matter what mood you're in. Don't take out your anger and frustration on an innocent little being. The adult has to be both kind and firm, which means he or she has to be calm and warm at all times, but assertive and firm when there is a need. Do not be so lenient that you give in to every tantrum. Stand your ground, but in a gentle manner. But at the same time, make sure you're apologizing when you're wrong. The adult must constantly work towards building the child's trust. You are his safe place. He knows he's secure in your presence. Keep your word and do not give fake promises. Do not judge the child or talk about him in his presence. Your child is learning trust from you. Montessori is based on the belief that pride and pleasure in one's own work have a lasting effect that external incentives do not. Montessori adults work towards nurturing the child's intrinsic motivation without limiting them to external rewards and punishment. I've dedicated a whole video to this topic. Again, I'll link it down in the description box. So these are a few things that any adult in a Montessori environment needs to keep in mind. It's more like a summary of all the topics we discussed in this series till date. Enjoy the journey and accompany your child. Parenting is difficult, but it'll be the most important and the most rewarding thing you will ever do in your life. Enjoy the little things and be happy. If you like this video, please do not forget to click the like button and share it with your friends and family. Thanks for watching.